Standing room only last night for Oban's first town meeting. Relief coming for road users in Hannah Hill. And beekeepers swarming toward a big milestone.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, tempers flared last night as residents turned out for Oban Energy's first town meeting to discuss the proposed $4.5 billion project for East End. Supporters of the project and those in opposition went head-to-head in a heated exchange during discussions at the St. Nicholas Church Hall in High Rock. For officials of Oban, it was an opportunity to gauge the views of residents regarding the project to be located 1.5 miles east of the Saddle facility. Kimberly Mullings was there.
The president of Oban Energy is taking time to address a room overflowing with various members of the community. Satpal Dana opened the meeting by addressing the daunting question of what took Oban Energy so long to meet with residents and stakeholders on the island. He said that the wait was intentional. Oban did not want to openly discuss a project that wasn't tangible without having real commitments from the Bahamian government and other shareholders. He also made commitments of his own to Bahamians.
Every first consultation we have will start here in East Grand Bahama. So the information we release, the technical team, the discussions that we have around our environmental strategy, our engineering design will start here because this is the people it affects the most. So that's my first promise to you. The second one I'll make is my job to give you the opportunity with this project to assess it based on information and facts and to be the first to apply for the jobs, to sign up to the training.
Those in attendance were given the opportunity to field questions and concerns to the president of Oban. East Grand Bahama native Pastor Cecil Kemp is fully supporting the Oban Energy's project and says it has been a long time coming for the settlement.
There are people who came here with an orchestrated effort to destroy and stop this. Yeah. That can't happen. Let me give the people a strong message. With all respect to all who visited, let us deal with our affairs. What are we more concerned about to those who are concerned about the environment? What is more important, push down some trees or the lives of people?
Another East End native, Phil Thomas, shared a similar view.
Most of these people who should making noise in the market, they don't have no ties East End, they might retire here. They don't spend the money here. When it comes to the environment, that's how I make my living. I grew up on the water. I got a grandson, he loved to fish. You know what it's to die. I was talking with Kroger lobster. I dive around, start over, I used to wait there. And in that harbor, I used to dive enough lobster to feed the whole compound.
Bahamas Initiative Manager with the Bahamas Bonefish and Tarpon Trust, Justin Lewis, was concerned about the environmental impact assessment.
Why was there a heads of agreement signed prior to a proper EIA put in place? And within that heads of agreement, you can only be fined by the government if something was to happen $3.5 million. $3.5 million can't fix anything. It's just the bonefish union itself contributes in excess of $141 million annually.
Dana says that Oban was informed that in order for an EIA to be conducted, they needed to consult with the BEST Commission, an independent body that reviews and approves them.
The BEST Commission were not permitted to meet with us or refused to meet with us until an EIA, until a heads of agreement was signed. So we followed a process that was dictated to us by the consultants that we have. And now we have had a site visit from the BEST Commission, we have had our scoping meeting. But the key point is this project will not proceed until an EIA is done, the mitigations are put in place, and an independent body appointed by the government you've elected determine this is safe to proceed with and protects the environment in the best possible way.
Oban Energy's president, Dana, says fines will be levied against Oban if there is damage to the environment. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Members of the local government East Grand Bahama Council were also in attendance. Chief Councillor Donovan Bowe says the meeting was necessary given the recent controversy. Officials say last night's meeting was the first of a series of meetings planned for Grand Bahama. Oban officials also announced that they plan to open an office in the Seahorse Plaza in Lucaya within the next 60 days. Now, residents in Hannah Hill getting some relief this afternoon as the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama fulfilling a campaign promise that will make their daily commutes a whole lot easier. Residents in the community known as Andrestown in Hannah Hill, 8 Mile Rock, looking on as a major pain in their daily commute was addressed. Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Aram Lewis, says that during his campaign efforts, he discovered the roads in horrible conditions and made a determination that something must be done.
I'm sure they spent a lot of money on car repair and even just the torture of having to drive through at such a slow speed because of the nature of the cavities and the caverns in the road. So I made a commitment, not a government commitment, but as a member of parliament, to see how I could alleviate the problem. I partnered with private corporate bodies. Bahamas Rock was gracious enough to donate, to fill, and I hired a small operator, equipment operator, to spread it out. One of the challenges that we have in the area is that the roads are not government road. So we don't have the authority to go in and pave them as swiftly as we would have loved to done it, but we're going to seek to find a way to get it done.
These residents were all smiles as they saw the road being filled in. They say they have lived in the community for many years now, and the conditions were becoming unbearable.
I am elated because we was waiting for this a long time, so I'm happy.
Now my car could keep clean. I tired of walking, and especially the holes right there. When you get down in them, all the water will splash up on the car, not on the side, on the car. So my car was never clean, so I go to work with dirty car. So I am thankful, grateful to Mr. Lewis and his team for doing this for us. Really grateful.
Kevin Walgus of the 8 Mile Rock East Township says that this is what it's all about, putting smiles on the faces of the residents whom they serve.
To see them actually with all the smiling faces today, actually seeing that the road is being repaired, to a much better state, feels really good. Becoming, coming into local government, understanding that, some of the cries of the public is a very interesting thing, and then to be able to have a relationship with your member of parliament, that he can understand that, he has the local man cry, so to speak.
Now, Lewis notes that the Minister of Works will be on Grand Bahama within the next 3 weeks, and he is expected to tour other areas within the community.
There are quite a bit of roads like this, gravel path. Of course, they may have started as footpath, and they develop into traffic thoroughfares. So again, there are access to properties, and even though these are not government road, these are Bahamian citizens, and they live in the Bahamas, so we have to make it as easy as possible for them. The paved roads along the Bayshore Road area of Hebron Town and Baldwin Hill area, they are also heavily damaged as a result of traffic movement as well as hurricanes. So paperwork is already in motion, and as the Minister spoke about in Parliament last week, it is on the agenda.
Lewis says that 100 tons of fill was donated and more is on the way. The Ministry for Grand Bahama, in partnership with the Bahamas Development Bank and AICA, celebrating a major milestone with the Grand Bahama Beekeeper Society Limited. 12 weeks after the program was launched comes a new product that is expected to hit the market soon. Shashina Rowe-Farquharson has more.
A huge milestone for Grand Bahama, as those who are now part of the Grand Bahama Beekeeper Society Limited now have their first jar of honey to display. Minister of State for Grand Bahama congratulating the team of young persons who are trained in honey making and beekeeping.
But in addition to forming their business, they have already began their production. And so I'm pleased that I'm actually holding in my hand a honey jar that I hope to see on the food store markets, and I hope to see in other businesses and hotels, and I hope to see even on an international level.
He says the group has now formed a business and they are almost at the end of training. Thompson adds that this program isn't about just finding jobs, but instead creating entrepreneurs.
From what I've seen here, they have an excellent product, and so we are inviting all Bahamians, all Grand Bahamians, to find their product. Look for the Grand Bahama Beekeepers Cooperative Society Limited and buy their products.
Justin Stirrup from the Bahamas Development Bank says he is proud that they have now moved to full-scale commercial operations, while Shakara Lightbourne shares how proud she is of the team.
I am very pleased with all the reports that I have received of the students' performance, and now I am looking forward, really looking forward to working with you for the next 3 years, because this is a 3-year commitment to ensure that you have the technical support, the financial support to be successful. And so, welcome to the Bahamas Development Bank.
Considering that they are unemployed or working part-time, they came every day and they worked hard. So over the last 12 weeks, I would have seen them go through processes of getting stung by bees to the point where one of their lips was swollen to 3 or 4 times the size. But some of them, they just kept rolling with the punches and came back the next day and the next week.
Beekeeper Katrina Cooper has been part of the program from day one and admits that even though she has been stung many times from the bees, this exciting journey is one that she is forever grateful for.
And it's made us appreciate our government and appreciate the people that are actually helping us, because as young people, you usually don't have people really rooting for you. So to have a whole mass of people like really rooting for you and saying, go, 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 we want you to actually prosper and be something in life, it's a very good feeling.
Shashina Rolf-Arkeson, ZNS Network News.
In news from the courts, 3 Irish men arrested at a resort in Lucaya and charged with overstaying their time in the Bahamas. The men reportedly arrived in the Bahamas via London in February and were admitted for a period of 9 days. Yesterday, Thomas Delaney, 34, Garvin Carl Sleece, 38, and 53-year-old Patrick O'Connor all appeared before Magistrate Rangan Johnson to answer to the charge of overstaying. They all pled guilty and were convicted and ordered to pay a fine of $3,000 or spend 6 months behind bars. The men all paid their fines and were turned over to the Immigration Department, who will be responsible for their departure out of the country. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.